Thank you.
I got the email last night.
Yeah.
My voting uniform.
On the jet ski, look. There's the shot. Well, what is that?
Yeah.
I
are you, man? I'm big in bed. Yeah, that's bad. Just the stance of you is bad enough. Actually, you know what? I want you in front of my house now.
All right, we ready to go? Everyone good?
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. Nassau County Executive Laura Curran here at Nickerson Beach. Happy to be joined by Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder. We also have Lieutenant Grella from the Aviation Bureau of the Police Department and Lieutenant Fisher of our Marine Bureau. And we have a special guest, Paul Ciswerda. He is Executive Director of Gotham Whale. He's an expert on all things marine life, and he's also the former curator of the New York Aquarium. So following 2 days of shark sightings all along the south shore of Nassau County, I have directed the Nassau County Police Department to begin enhanced helicopter patrols all along our coast, our southern coast, to keep an eye out for anything potentially lurking under the water. These enhanced patrols will use already active police helicopters assigned on patrol now to also scan the water for movement. We are going to deploy 2 police choppers that will make multiple passes throughout the day along the entire coastline of our county. If anything is spotted coming too close to shore or displaying erratic or aggressive behavior, our pilots will immediately get that information to all area beaches and lifeguards, no matter what jurisdiction. We've got a hodgepodge of jurisdictions of beaches here. Some are private, some are town, this is county, so we want to make sure that we're getting the information to everybody. So while surveying from above, our police will also be intensifying our marine patrols on the water along the coastline. Our Marine Bureau, we know, very experienced in making quick rescues, and they're trained for every type of situation. And unlike most Bay Constable vessels, our Marine Bureau boats are designed to withstand the waves and the chops of the ocean. So we will intensify these patrols along the coast to supplement the outstanding lifeguards who are trained to spot sharks and, of course, will remain closely watching the water. But I have to remind everyone, we know this is the water. This is the home of marine life. This is where they live. And we also have to remind everyone that most sharks are not looking for trouble. And shark attacks are still extremely rare. But bull sharks, and this shark that's been sighted, we don't know how many. I mean, some are asking, is it one shark? But we're just really honestly not sure about that. It's been reported to be a bull shark. I don't know if that's been actually confirmed yet, but it's certainly been reported. They have, just to tell you a little bit about these kinds of sharks, they have aggressive tendencies. They do prefer shallow water, and that means they can come into contact with humans. Sharks and the schools of fish that they chase for their meals, they're attracted by northward streams of warm water that flow up here from the tropics. So that, coupled with the fact that the water quality has gotten better, has actually been vastly improving and becoming much cleaner, those are all reasons why sharks are coming closer to shore. So we're asking all beach goers who want to stay cool. It feels like the heat wave has broken, but it's a gorgeous beach day today. If you want to come, take a quick dip, please don't go further than your waist into the water. And I have a couple of tips for you on how to stay safe when it comes to sharks. Some of them seem obvious, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Number 1, please stay close to the shore. Being far from the shore makes it harder for lifeguards or police or anyone who's going to help you get to you. Swim in groups. If you're swimming alone, a shark could think that you're their natural prey. But a group of people swimming together can be confusing to the shark, and they won't see you as a solitary fish or a seal or any other thing that they like to eat. Especially avoid, so swimming alone, not a great idea, but especially avoid it doing at dusk and at dawn. That is prime food hunting time for sharks, when the sun is rising and when the sun is setting. Don't wear shiny jewelry. This was a new one to me. If it's glinting in the light, they can mistake that for the scales of a fish, so keep your jewelry off, which is probably a good idea when you're swimming in the ocean anyway. And the most obvious, you can probably guess it, don't swim in the water when you're bleeding. Sharks have a strong sense of smell. They're very attracted to blood, so avoid that. All right, I am going to turn it over to the police commissioner, and then we will hear from Paul Ciswerda to get his insights on this form of marine life. Police commissioner.
Good morning. So as you heard from the county exec, the water is warm. We've had 12 attacks in the water since 1837, I believe is the date. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, but we have to have, just one causes panic. The lifeguards between the town of Hempstead, the county, and the state are experts at what they do. They're professionals. If they tell you to get out of the water, get out of the water. Don't hesitate, get out of the water. Our helicopters are up there, and they do the coastline several times a day as it is. They're going to take a closer look now, looking for those sharks. Our boats are going to be out there. They're out there all the time, but they will continue to focus. Marine 5 and 6 will be along the shoreline. That does not mean that they pass and they did not see a shark. That shark could still be there. So you have to be attentive. You heard the tips from the county executive. Just use some common sense. Stay close to the shoreline right now while it's warm, and we'll see how this all plays out. Thank you.
Paul.
Thank you. Good morning. You may wonder why Gotham Whale when we're talking about sharks, but we do research on marine mammals aboard the American Princess, which is a whale watching boat that goes out 5 times a week. We also ask fishermen and sailors and people that are on the water to report sightings to a central location. So we've been getting a picture of what's going on out in the water. And this past summer, we've been getting reports of sharks. Some of the sharks have been hammerheads, spinner sharks, thresher sharks, and animals that tend to be at the surface. There are a number of other sharks out there that stay below, that have been there forever, like sand tiger sharks, spiny dogfish, smoothhound dogfish, and those are just natural sharks that pose no threat to humans. Fortunately, these sharks that we see are mostly fish-eating sharks. And this unfortunate event that took place in Maine has certainly brought the issue up very strongly about the threat of a shark attack. Usually people talk about shark attacks in the terms of you probably risked more driving here for a car accident than you did going into the water, and the chances are that small. Same with lightning. I'd relate it more to like the COVID issue that we're going through. The risk is quite low, but the consequences are very high. So I give a shout out to the county executive for increasing the vigilance, and also to the lifeguards that cleared the beach, and hopefully everyone can be safe. This situation here on Long Island should not be conflated to what happened up in Maine. 2 very different situations. Thank you, and I'll be willing to take any questions.
Spell your name.
Sure, my name is Paul Sieswerda, S-I-E-S-W-E-R-D-A. No, bull sharks would be a very rare event, exceptionally rare.
Some people, tweeted us and took issue with the fact that we said that bull shark was dangerous.
Yes, bull sharks are quite dangerous. After the great white sharks, they've been implicated in the most human attacks that ever occurred. So they're number 2 on the...
But is it conclusive that this was actually a bull
I
shark?
couldn't tell you. I've heard the reports of the witnesses that identified it as a bull shark, but it's a very difficult process to identify the exact species. A lot of sharks look alike.
So judging by the number of sightings that we've had so far, how does this summer compare to previous seasons in this area?
I would say that we're getting more than double the number of shark sightings reported to us. And again, that's not bull sharks or dangerous great whites. It's sharks that normally occur. And we have southern visitors on occasion, like tiger sharks and perhaps a bull shark, all come up with the warmer water. But again, the animals that are here are feeding on fish. The abundance of menhaden has brought in all kinds of animals that, including whales, that we're enjoying, and most of the time it's not a threat.
Somebody is in the water. Yesterday they said that the shark was like 5 feet from people. If you're in the water and you suddenly see what you think is a shark, should you hurry up and get out or stay still, or what should somebody do?
Move slowly to the shore. They're attracted by splashes and anything that looks like an animal is in distress, so move carefully and slowly towards the shore.
And sir, all the sharks that have been reported that you mentioned earlier, were they all along Nassau's South Shore, also Suffolk, where?
Well, mostly kind of directly off into Ambrose Channel, pretty much in that area.
Is that Nassau? I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be Nassau.
Oh, it would be. Where is that? Where is that?
That's directly at the entrance to New York Harbor.
Okay.
You said it's exceptionally rare to see a bull shark. Why? Where do you usually see them?
They're usually in more tropical waters, feeding on larger animals than occur around here. They are in sometimes in fresh water, and that's what makes them more dangerous. As the county executive said, that brings them closer in contact with humans, because humans are often in rivers and places where sharks like that could.
So it's probably highly unlikely that this is a
One of the defining things that made it a bull shark, I think, was a picture that was taken of a ray that had a couple of big bites out of it. That could be done by any number of sharks, but the configuration of the curve of the mouth looked pretty blunt, and the nose of a bull shark is quite blunt, but also tiger sharks have a very blunt nose, so we really don't know.
What is the agency that you're with again?
Gotham Whale. We're a research organization that studies marine mammals around the waters of New York.
Thank you very much.